What is up, guys? Poledoo here. Welcome back to more Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Last time, we took on the Impregnable Fortress, and we two-turned and bullied the Death Knight with Seteth, so that was a lot of fun. But we're moving on to Chapter 18 to see where we go from here. I know we mentioned we're gonna run toward Enbarr, so we'll see how that all unfolds.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Garland Moon. The Chaos of War. The Resistance Army successfully takes Fort Mercius. Their victory celebrations are cut short, however, when javelins of light pierce the sky and destroy much of the fort. With nowhere else to go, the Resistance Army withdraws to Garreg Mach. Under the guise of surrender, they secretly prepare for a surprise attack on the Imperial capital.
Alright, getting started on the 1st, and it looked like 4 free months?
It seems the preparations for our invasion
4
of
free
Enbarr
weeks
are
this
advancing
month.
smoothly. All has been laid out so we can move swiftly to the necessary locations. Until the time comes, please try to keep your spirits up.
Alright.
There is something else. I have heard that Rhea is potentially being held captive in the capital. The information could not be confirmed, nor even properly sourced, but even still, we cannot ignore the possibility. Please bear that in mind.
If it's true, we'll find her.
Yes, we must not let anything get in the way of rescuing her.
We're finally heading to Enbarr, the capital city of the Empire. So many memories there.
Oh yeah? So you've been there before?
Oh, yes. Though it was a very long time ago.
A very long time. You must have been really young. I'm surprised you remember.
The main stage of the Mittelfrank Opera Company is in the capital. I hope no one from the opera gets swept up in the coming chaos.
There are many buildings straight out of the history books in Enbarr. I hope they remain unharmed.
The Enbarr map, I don't think I have either of the battalions from that. Now that we're actually using Manuela, we can get Manuela's battalion from that. But I know Dorothea and Manuela can both interact with the church on that map to get a battalion. I don't know if the battalions are any good either. I know was it the Golden Deer or was it Blue Lions? It was probably Blue Lions when we did Enbarr. I think I did my best to ferry someone over there. It had to have been, well no, we had Dorothea, we had both. I don't know who it was. But then I think I reset. I don't think I kept it. I just wanted to see what would happen. So if they are good, we'll actually get to take one.
You're worried about the buildings? What about the people? You're an odd one, Lynn.
I am also worried about the people. I'm sure my father is in a palace in the capital.
Many people reside in Enbarr, so we must take care to avoid needless casualties.
I don't think Edelgard cares much for avoiding casualties, so that's probably impossible. I bet we'll be fighting until one side or the other is completely destroyed.
Bernie, you should be staying away from thoughts like that. We will be defeating her with our full power. Our enemy has great strength, but we will not be losing.
I could not agree more. Remember, even if our surprise attack works, a force even greater than all of our troops combined awaits us in the capital. 0 casualties is always the goal, but we must not underestimate the situation at hand.
Still, we must not hold ourselves to the same twisted morality that she does. After all, we are here to stop her, not to follow her down her dark path.
God, just the differences in, like, shitting on Edelgard compared to Crimson Flower with this class is really good.
We all choose to fight back. We are all in this together.
You're right, Flayn. We've got to try our hardest.
A different path from Edelgard.
There's no stopping her. The only way to end this is to kill her.
Our choice. Flayn, your words are wonderful and full of bravery.
Let's go! We can't lose!
The situation is dire, and so I will do what must be done.
I am certain that if we join our strength, we can win this battle without losing a single soul.
Okay. Yeah, I quite like that. Especially with that contrast. Alright. So, I'm sure this will be mostly a support video. Because we need, let's see, 26? Is that the last? Oh, 26? Oh, interesting. Oh, wait. 7/26. So we don't have to do it this month, but I probably will. So wait, the 26th doesn't end on a Sunday. 26th is on a Friday. That's weird. But no, okay, we're 1 month until it has to be done. It's suggested level, what, 37? I think what would be the best way to look at? Is it roster? Does that show levels? Does goals show levels? I mean, I guess over in the corner there. 37, 42, 50, 36, 35, 36, 35, 34, 37, 34, 38. We could probably do it. I mean, I know that's the one paralogue that I've never seen before. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Ferdinand and Lysithea. Lysithea is not even 20 yet. Ferdinand can at least fly. But, I mean, how... Famous last words. Like, say, how bad could it be? Yeah, it takes up 2 slots that we're not actually using, but... we'll be fine, right? As for supports we have built up, I think they're all Alois supports. And I need to... I know we need the last one for Hilda, the last one, or last few for Hilda. The A+ here and the A here. Need this one with Lorenz. We're coming down to the final bits of supports. We might be able to knock all of them out today. Maybe not quite all of them, though, because there's still Caspar that needs to go all the way through Catherine. We'll get most of them. What we don't get knocked out today, or I guess this month, definitely would happen next month. But, I believe that's all we really need to do. Certification-wise, like, the only thing I can think of at this point, again, Lysithea's not 20. Whenever she hits 20, I would like her to try and be probably like a warlock. Yeah, she can guarantee pass warlock. Just for the map. Ferdinand, if I can get those 3 levels, would be cool, but I'm not gonna push too hard. I think from here on out, I don't know, just with the time I have recently, and rather the time that's been distracted from me and taken away, the chokehold fucking Animal Crossing has on me. I might not do like 3 battles every free day anymore. I think we're in a good spot. I don't know, because you compare this to the Crimson Flower run, which granted is a lot shorter by what, 4 chapters? This path I think is 1 chapter shorter than Golden Deer and Blue Lions. But comparing Golden Deer and Blue Lions runs, I believe my endgame levels, granted those were on hard and not maddening, I'm pretty sure my endgame levels were about what we are right now. So, kind of easing off a bit probably won't break us. Again, famous last words. But, I just don't want to sit here for 4 hours recording an hour video for you guys. Because 4 hours is a huge commitment. Doing it this long, kind of see hopefully where I'm coming from. Because yes, most of these monastery videos, going through the whole month and shit, doing all 3 battles, it has been like 3 to 4 hours on average. So yeah, a little bit of rambly here, but let's get things going.
Professor, my mother might be in the city. I don't have many good memories of her, if I'm being honest, but she's dearer to me than my father. If you happen to see her, please make sure she's not caught up in all the fighting. She's only a civil servant, so hopefully she takes a cue from her burning and stays inside.
In the opera, actors came and went all the time, but the people behind the scenes would stay forever. I'll bet I'd know a few of them now, even after all these years. I wonder if they've left the capital. I certainly hope so.
Just recently, the fish in the pond suddenly started thrashing around like mad. I didn't know what was going on. And then I saw something gleaming in the southeastern sky. It happened right when you were out on campaign. I wonder what it could have been.
The whole of the capital is going to be a battleground. The city has such a long heritage. Even so, perhaps it deserves to be reduced to ashes for once. But we can't let the common folk get hurt. We should try to confine the damage to the noble section of town.
According to a merchant who just came from the Alliance, my little bro made it home in one piece. But House Albrecht lost a lot of troops. So did the nearby lords. Things are real bad over there. If we don't stop the Empire soon, there won't be anyone left to help fight them off.
Here we are, facing the final battle with the Empire. It's been a long, difficult struggle. We have to get Lady Rhea back. And we have to crush the Empire in the name of Captain Geralt. I don't know what comes next, but we can sort out those details later.
Ever since the Empire declared war on the Church, we have lost all contact with the priests and monks who are in the Imperial capital. I expect there's nothing we can do but pray for their safety. But realistically, it's probably too late.
It's such a relief that we've made it this far without having to fight my father. You bet I'm scared. The Imperial Army hasn't lost a single battle with my father on the field. If he turns up as a reinforcement during the assault, we might lose. I'd better make my peace with that.
Some of my soldier friends departed for Empire territory a few days ago. They wore trader clothes and hid their weapons in their luggage, so that even if they encounter patrols, they won't arouse suspicion. Another squad dressed as traveling artists. It's like a game of dress-up, but with lives at stake.
Once this battle is over, what will become of Fargus and Fódlan? My hope is for a world at peace. A world in which this present turmoil is a thing of the past, the stuff of legends. I believe those who survived the atrocities of war have a duty to create a new, better world. So the sooner we can stamp out such turmoil, the better. We must win, Professor. There is no alternative here. I won't allow for anything else.
The Empire's army should be divided now, with significant troops still in the west. If they don't assert their authority over the Old Kingdom's lords, they'll never know when an uprising might start. Ironically, as soon as we capture the Imperial capital, the Old Kingdom's lords are likely to rise up immediately.
We're forming small units and slowly sneaking into the Empire's territory. That allows us to conceal ourselves along the path of the main army's progress, so that by the time we reach the capital, we can all join forces again. However, if any of the units are discovered before we can rendezvous, the whole plan is a bust. I'm sure it will work out, though. The Empire seems to think we've abandoned our plans to invade, so they're likely not keeping as close a watch.
Invading the capital and smashing the Empire. I wonder if doing so could really end this war. Care to share your thoughts, Professor? Perhaps you feel similarly to me. The whole mess puts me on edge. Although for now, better to focus my efforts on the fight at hand.
Looks like we're nearing the end of this struggle. I'm sure Lady Rhea is on tenterhooks waiting for me to swoop in and rescue her. I was just kidding. Pay me no mind. Lady Rhea's not waiting for me, I know, no matter how much I might wish she were. She's waiting for you.
10 years ago, Dagda and Bridget attacked the Empire from the west. Their final target was the capital. But they were countered at a port town long before they reached their destination. I guess our attempt has been more successful than theirs, all things considered.
5 years ago, Edelgard said a thing to me. Bridget is a vassal of the Empire, but she also said I always have the freedom to be choosing whether I am with or not with her. I will become the ruler of Bridget. So she said I must make my own path. So now, my path and her path will be colliding.
Fighting in the capital? Ugh. And we're fighting against Edelgard. Double ugh. But with you leading us, Professor, I know we'll win. Yeah! Woohoo! Fighting! I'm a little scared, to be honest. I'm just shouting to relieve the tension, but I'll be fine.
I was born in Enbarr. My mother and father met in a church there. Not too long after, I was brought into the world. I do not understand how war can happen in such a precious place. It is most regrettable.
Did you know? A magnificent canal flows through downtown Enbarr. It's said to have been constructed under the guidance of Saint Seros before the Empire was even formed. Ever since, that canal has been a major lifeline for the capital's development. And now this is how the Empire repays it. Truly, no good deed goes unpunished.
I'm from the Empire myself, and I still have some relatives in Enbarr. I hope they get out in time, but I've no way of contacting them. I guess all I can do is pray they're not harmed.
I have been to the kingdom capital before, but never to the imperial one. They say it is the biggest city in all Fódlan, so we will no doubt have many civilians to worry about. I hope we can preserve the city. If it is destroyed in the battle, the people will face hardship. I would say we should avoid the use of excessive force, but I suppose that hinges upon the Empire's terms of engagement.
They used to call Enbarr the city of Seiros. To assault it together with the Knights is surreal. If Seiros were alive today, I wonder what she might make of our war. In Enbarr, there was once a southern church, and apparently a bishop was dispatched to it. 100 years ago, the southern church became entangled in an insurrection. Until 5 years ago, the Empire and the church maintained a certain distance from one another.
Enbarr is where the divine Seiros, sent by the goddess, first appeared before mankind. Saint Seiros then worked countless miracles there and offered guidance to the people. That's why Enbarr is considered a holy place for the Church of Seiros.
Whenever I think about how we'll be seeing Lady Rhea real soon, I get happy and really get cleaning. We'll get there for sure, right? We'll see her again? I just gotta believe Lady Rhea is waiting for us in the capital. We just have to find her.
Professor, at last. The end is nigh. I love the Empire. Part of me wants it to survive, but I know that is not reasonable. The Empire's time has come. What we need now is a mighty leader who can rebuild Fódlan and rule it as a single nation. Nonetheless, it saddens me that we will not have an Adrestian Emperor.
The information about Lady Rhea being held in the Imperial capital came from an Imperial soldier at Mercius? We can't discount the possibility that the enemy's feeding us fake information on purpose. Still, we can only move forward. It's all on you, Professor.
Enbar's streets are paved with unhappy memories, Professor. I've avoided the damned place ever since I abandoned my nobility. Swore never to return. Now here we are. To return in this manner. Well, I can't say it is something I ever imagined.
Rhea will be somewhere in the city. I wonder if she can sense us coming. If we are able to save her, then I expect you will learn many secrets that have hitherto been kept from you. Are you prepared for that? Excellent. The battle will soon be upon us. Let us both be at our best for what is to come.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Momentum's really picking up for this final battle, huh? Even I'm starting to feel tense. Me! Enbar's history goes back 1,400 years. That even predates the founding of the Empire. It's one of the sacred sites of the Seiros faith, so it's a pretty big deal. But hey, no need to worry about the monastery while you're fighting the final battle. I've got it covered. I'll defend it to my last.
Those lights that came down on Mercius. I might have seen them before. Here at Garreg Mach. They looked like they'd rained down right on top of us, but at the last moment they veered off. I think they crashed into Alois. It must have been the goddess's blessing that protected us.
I hear there was a pretty spectacular battle up there recently, but we don't hear a lot about that stuff. There was a lot of talk when it first started, but 5 years on, it's just a fact of life. What? There have been lots of battles on the surface recently? I hadn't heard. See what I mean?
Please, you can't tell anyone you saw me here. I'm in hiding from the army. I couldn't stand the war, the violence. I had to get away. But now that I've deserted, I can't go home. Justice, ambition, what does any of that matter if you're dead? I just want to live. Is that so wrong?
Is it true what they say? That the Archbishop is a captive of the Empire? I've never heard of anything so brash in all the Empire's long history. It is vexing that Lady Edelgard's true motives elude me. If only I still had noble connections to draw on. The loss of my house has proven to be a thorn in my side again and again.
The Kingdom and the Alliance both came out of the last fight looking battered and broken. If the Empire is wiped out too, then who's left to run the joint? I guess the next leader of Fódlan could be you. I'd be pretty psyched about that.
Feels like a death wish. Attacking the Imperial capital like this. You don't really think we're going to beat the Empire with these paltry forces, do you? Is that so? Oh, how I love your resolve.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Remember that battle 6 years ago? Oh, I'm guessing you do. Anyway, remember that knight who watched over Abyss with me for a while? I've been on the hunt for his whereabouts, and I finally found out what happened to him. My friend is no longer with us. Dead. Figured as much, but now I know for sure. I did get to meet his big sister at least. I'll never have the chance to thank him for our time together. But maybe I can find a way to help out his sister instead. Bet he would have liked that.
We may not have a lot more chances to eat together like this. But don't go getting all sentimental on me, got it?
No morbid talk allowed while we're eating, Baldy. You hear me? None of us are dying anytime soon.
I think I got it.
Okay, so let's get into some supports. Got a bunch. I have like no renown left. So speaking of renown, I did get Alois his Crest of Goneril, so he can use Freikugel with the whatever. What I don't even know what it's called. The combat art for Kugel. Apocalyptic Flame. What does that do by chance? For Kugel, only enemies hit suffer -5 strength for 1 turn, effective against dragons, +15 might, +20 hit. The effective against dragons is real nice. I feel like the -5 strength, for most things, probably not gonna matter. But okay. Effective against dragons. Good shit. But, let's start from the top to finish up Ferdinand and Lorenz. And that actually completes every single support Lorenz gets.
That reminds me, Ferdinand. I wonder if a certain rumor has already reached your ears.
I suspect I know what you are referring to. A certain noble who caused a stir at one of the local taverns, correct? For someone of status to make such a scene. What a disgrace.
I thought just the same. A noble ought to hold himself to a higher standard. It is hardly appropriate to drink and mingle with a tavern full of commoners.
Oh, that is not quite what I meant. I do not object to a noble patronizing their local establishments. In fact, I would say such excursions have value.
Is that so? I would be very curious to hear what value you mean exactly. But allow me first to venture a guess. Is it that you suppose it is proper for a noble to bolster a town's wealth with his patronage? If that is your thinking, then I would counter that whatever one adds to a merchant's coffers seldom makes it to the pockets of the townsfolk. I think that if a noble wishes to use his resources to ease the burdens of the commoners, he ought to go about town and spend it more directly.
That is wonderfully insightful, Lorenz. Albeit not what I had in mind. What I meant was this. We can benefit from crossing the threshold and learning more about regular folk. We scarcely understand the reality of their lives. In turn, they do not know about us. I have heard that some believe we have horns growing from our heads. It is an embarrassing and potentially perilous state of affairs.
You are quite right. In fact, that reminds me of something a boy once said to me when I visited a village on my family's territory. He actually asked me if I had a tail. Hilarious.
Oh my god, that's a fucking reference to Shadows of Valencia, I'm pretty sure. Was it Claire asks that of Alm when they meet?
We all need a laugh now and then. As a man of status, I feel it is my calling to right the world's wrongs. But there is only so much I can do alone. Working in tandem, though, you and I could make tremendous accomplishments.
My sentiments exactly. Together we could achieve a great deal. Though the circumstances of birth may have placed one of us in the Empire and the other in the Alliance, we can still aim for a brighter future together.
Yes, precisely. Together, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. By the way, Lorenz,
Do you have a tail?
Okay. So their supports were very, hoity-toity, very, you know. But we got it. I was interested to see how they interacted. I was more expecting them to fight, like different noble opinions. I am more noble than you. But no, it was just noble, blah, 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 noble. Linhardt and Flayn A. This one's been a weird one so far. Let's see how it wraps up.
Reading anything interesting?
Oh, good day, Linhardt. At the moment, I'm simply browsing history books. Reading these, it's easy to imagine what it would feel like to exist long ago.
Fódlan's history spans thousands of years. We're lucky to have so many detailed records of our past. I have knowledge of how people lived, who they loved, what wars they fought, and why. But I'd never describe it as feeling like I was living in the past.
And why not? It's only a figure of speech.
About our shared crests.
Goodness, this again?
Nice transition.
There's an experiment I wish to attempt, although it might prove to be a bit troublesome.
A troublesome experiment? You know I do not like pain.
Pain? No, there won't... Well, I'm unsure of the results, but that's why they call it an experiment. It would, of course, require that you and I get married.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. If bearers of major and minor Sethlene crests reproduce, what crest would the offspring possess, if any? I must know, and thought the question might pique your interest as well.
Linhardt, what?
Are you actually speaking about a hypothetical future with me? Involving children?
Yes. Such parentage has never been documented. A whole new field of research awaits. It would be a worthy experiment, and we need only 5 or so children for a good sample size.
Do you mind going back to what you mentioned earlier?
Pardon? Which part?
The part about marrying and having children. I've always believed, rather firmly, that marriage is something between 2 people who love one another.
I like you well enough to advance a field of study to previously unknown heights. How do you feel?
This is the first I've heard
Jesus
of such a thing
Christ.
from
Do you imagine I've spent all this time talking to you because I was bored? Anyway, I'm pretty worn out now, so let's continue this conversation another time, yes?
you. Does conversing with me tire you out so much?
Talking to anybody tires me out. Thinking, putting thoughts into words, opening my mouth, all tiring. Do give some thought to my proposal. Think of how far we could advance crest research, you and I.
Experimental marriage and children? He likes me? I don't understand. I don't understand at all.
No one does, Flayn. Holy shit. Okay, not what I expected at all. But that is very, very Linhardt. Holy. Oh my god. Okay, Bernadetta and Alois be.
There she is, and she seems to be alone. Now's my chance. Bernadetta, hello! May I ask you something?
What? Me? I've seen nothing! I wasn't even there! You have no proof. And even if I was there, it's not a crime to find people's hobbies fascinating! I'll forget everything! I'll never tell a soul where I found them or what they were wearing or any of it!
Hold on. Please calm down. It's just me.
Oh, it's you, Alois. What a relief.
That's right. Your denials really piqued my curiosity, but I'm glad you've calmed down.
Did you want to talk to me about something?
I did. Listen, you're always so skittish. Just now, for example. But when you saw it was me, you were fine. Why is that? It's been on my mind since I delivered that package. You don't seem scared of me at all.
Were you hoping I would be?
What? Oh, no, certainly not. I was just making an observation.
Well, I guess it's because you remind me of my uncle. He's the only one in my family who's ever been kind to me. And he's the only man I can talk to normally. Actually, I'm fine with the professor, too. So I guess that's not completely true anymore. My uncle and I never did talk that much, but we didn't need to. We just understood each other. Anyway, you really remind me of him, so talking to you feels comfortable.
Ah, so that's why. At last the mystery's solved. Your uncle and I must be quite alike. Is it my face, my physique?
Kind of, but I think it's more your personality.
My personality?
Yeah, you're always so bright, cheerful, and gentle. You put people at ease.
Well, I'm honored to hear you say so. I'd like to meet this uncle of yours. He sounds like a genial fellow. Whereabouts does he live?
Oh, my uncle? I just remembered something. I have to go.
Okay, probably dead. Let's see. Petra and Alois. Got that one started.
Alois!
Ah, who goes there? Oh, Petra, it's you. You appeared out of nowhere.
I have a question to be asking you.
Sure, I don't mind. I'll answer your question.
You are always surrounded by people. When you speak, they smile. I feel envy. I want to know the secret to having a happy conversation.
Ah, you need a lesson on breaking the ice. That's a slippery subject, but I bet we can crack it.
Alois, if there's anyone who's not gonna appreciate your puns, it's Petra. She's not gonna...
Now, let's see. Well, the crucial thing is to start conversations. Be proactive about saying hello. Ask questions. Also, it might help to stop sneaking up on people.
Start conversations. Stop sneaking. I am understanding. Is there more?
Well, you can always try throwing in a joke to lighten the mood. The trick is to keep trying so you get practice. Put your best foot forward. And try not to put it in your mouth.
What are you saying? Why are you laughing?
Oh, I just made a little joke.
A joke? Can you give me more explanation?
Exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about, Alois.
Well, put your best foot forward. That's an expression people say that means try as hard as you can. And putting your foot in your mouth doesn't really mean what it sounds like. When you put your foot in your mouth, you are saying something rude without meaning to. And so, what am I going on about? There's nothing worse than trying to explain a joke. Petra, you've gone awfully quiet. I suppose you've lost faith in me as a conversation tutor.
You are playing with your words. We do such things in Brigid, too. In Fódlan, you have a strange way of playing with a word's meaning. I am admiring of it.
You admire me? Oh, Petra, no need to say kind things out of pity. You didn't hurt my feelings.
Am I hurting them?
If you were sincerely complimenting me, then no. To think, you just started learning how to chit-chat, and you've already got a silver tongue. You really put your money where your mouth is.
More laughing. This must be a complex technique for word playing.
Okay, there's one more to those two. Let's see, Hilda and Seteth, A+.
Ah, Hilda. Business in town?
Yes, I'm buying some art supplies.
Oh, to replenish what you used on our book, I presume. Allow me to compensate you.
No need. I use them for my own crafting and accessory making too. By the way, your tales seem quite popular. I saw a big crowd of kids at the church.
Wonderful to hear. We made the right choice leaving it there.
I also heard a mother scolding her child by saying, if you keep lazing around, you'll turn into a fox. Though as long as there's a friendly squirrel around, being a fox doesn't sound so bad.
That was not my intention. Perhaps the story was better off in its original form after all.
Anyway, I guess you've got something to keep you busy after the war. Originally, these stories were for Flayn, but now there are lots of people who love them. The kids are looking forward to your next release. You don't want to disappoint them.
I do wonder how appropriate it is to sit around and write children's books in an era of great change.
An era of great change. Isn't that exactly when kids need something to hold on to? They're the future of Fódlan, after all.
Astute observation. But if I am to continue in this trade, I will require more of your assistance.
Really? You're a successful author and you still want to use my lousy illustrations?
I need an artist who can appreciate the message, and who can draw pictures that resonate with children. Your art has a certain careless quality that I feel matches my work splendidly.
What a compliment. A compliment. Okay.
Careless quality?
Yeah, I was about to
That doesn't
say.
sound like a compliment.
Did you not purchase those art supplies today in the hopes of continuing with this work?
Well, yes. I guess I can stick with it until the war is over.
Such lukewarm commitment. No matter. We can consider the post-war situation when we come to it.
I'm pretty fond of being a fox, but becoming a squirrel wouldn't be the worst thing. I'll admit, I like seeing Seteth pour his heart into these stories.
What was that?
Didn't say a word. Let's get to work on that sequel.
I really like that. That was such a good one. Man, alright. More of the Flayn Seteth support. So we got B.
Brother!
Flayn, is something the matter?
I thought I made it clear that I do not want you meddling in the affairs of me and my friends.
I am not quite sure what you are referring to, but I promise you I would never try to stand in your way.
It has come to my attention that you have been running about asking people what they think of me. Asking everyone.
Well, of course I have. It took me quite some time. But for you, it was well worth the effort. I was able to confirm that you are getting along well with everyone. It was very reassuring.
I cannot emphasize enough how embarrassed I was when I found out. And you have caused such a stir for those whom you questioned. Why, one person even said he feared for his life when you cornered him in the dining hall.
The dining hall? Ah, I know the fellow you are referring to. Yes, I've seen the way he looks at you. I recognized in an instant that he had impure feelings for you. As your brother, I took it upon myself to test his resolve. I merely asked him if he was prepared to lay his life on the line for my beloved sister.
He is nothing more than a friend. Kindly keep out of my social business in the future.
I am happy to see that you are making friends, but you should weigh your options more carefully.
Who I befriend is absolutely none of your business. Do you know what they call people like you? Overprotective meddlers. I am no longer a child. Are you incapable of trusting me, even a little?
Of course I trust you, but as an elder brother, I have a certain responsibility.
As my brother?
Obviously.
Oh, never mind it. If you'll excuse me.
Maybe you find, okay. It seems it finally got, got through to him. Real excited to see the A of that one. But the final one we have is Alois and Manuela.
Manuela, there's something I must discuss with you.
Alois, hello. You're looking more serious than usual. Is everything okay?
I'm in dire straits. Can you help me think of a gift for my daughter? Her birthday's just around the corner, and I can't think of anything to send her. Frankly, though I've sent her some wonderful gifts over the years, she never seems too excited about them. So, this year, I want to send her something special. Something that she'll gush about.
I wouldn't know the first thing about buying a gift for a child, never having had one myself. Now, I must ask you to leave the infirmary. I need to make room for sick and injured patients, who I am sure will arrive at any moment.
Oh, please, have a heart! Can't you help me at all? This is an emergency! I've been racking my brain. I have no idea what she might like, and time's running out. I thought that a young woman such as yourself might be able to help.
Young? Did you just call me? Could you repeat that, please?
Of course! Anything for a young, charming beauty such as yourself. I can think of none worthier of that description.
Well, your quite astute observations have inspired me. So, let's discuss your daughter's birthday gift.
Oh, thank you. In that case, will you come shopping with me when you're done for the day?
Very well. Now, let's begin with the simplest question. What does your daughter enjoy? What kind of gifts have you given her for previous birthdays?
Well, for the past few years, I've been sending her ancient coins.
Oh, I'm sure she loves those.
Excuse me?
Coins, I said, from ancient civilizations. I've been diligently collecting them and passing them on. They're precious and historically significant. The makings of a great gift, don't you think? Is something wrong? Oh, you don't think an ancient coin is much of a present, I take it?
I'm sure that for the right person, such a gift would be exquisite. You know what, Alois? Don't you fret. I'll think of something that will make your daughter happy and make up for all of your other gifts.
Okay. Well, there we go. A few more. I was like, it looks like Alois. Of course, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have all of Alois's. We have 5 left to get with him. Catherine and Caspar and Linhardt. We still need to finish up. Shamir. I mean, that goes with Alois, right? And then I think it's Seteth. I think Seteth and Alois are like the main ones. And then Caspar, I think, has 2 that I didn't realize. I forgot he has one with Hilda that we've never seen. So I'd like to try and get that one too. So those are all the supports we have left. Assuming I'm not forgetting any. Hopefully we can get all those. No renown kind of makes things difficult, but I'm sure we'll manage. But there we go. That's gonna be it. Next time we are going to take on the Lycithia Ferdinand paralogue. I'm excited because it's brand new. So that should be hopefully good or a lot of suffering, maybe both. We'll find out one way or another. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.